Greetings, seekers of the hidden truth and connoisseurs of the celebrity world. Welcome back to Mr. Magazine, the premier destination where we do not simply report the news, we unravel the complex tapestry of human emotion that lies beneath the glossy surface of stardom. Today, we are embarking on a journey into a narrative that is as modern as it is timeless, a story of love, privacy, and the shattering impact of a digital violation. We are turning our gaze towards one of the most talked about figures of the recent television season, the talented and radiant Hazal Subaşı, and the storm that has recently engulfed her life with actor Erkan Meriç. It is a tale that asks uncomfortable questions about the boundaries of fame and the fragility of trust. But before we step into the eye of this hurricane, I have a request for you, our loyal community. If you value journalism that treats celebrities as complex human beings rather than mere headlines, please subscribe to our channel right now. Join us in our quest for clarity in a world of rumors. And for those who wish to stand shoulder to shoulder with us as we investigate these stories, the Join button is your portal to exclusive access and support. Your contribution allows Mr. Magazine to remain independent and fearless. Don't forget to like this video to help us reach more viewers, and turn on notifications so you are always the first to know. Now, let us delve into the shadows of this unfolding scandal. In the incandescent world of Turkish entertainment, where the spotlight is unrelenting and the camera lenses are never truly capped, the line between the public persona and the private self is perilously thin. For Hazal Subaşı, an actress whose star has been ascending with a trajectory that commands respect, this line has recently been obliterated in a manner that can only be described as a celebrity's worst nightmare. The tranquility of her private life, which she has guarded with the ferocity of a lioness protecting her cubs, was shattered in an instant by the digital dissemination of photographs, images that were never meant for public consumption. These were not promotional stills or red carpet captures, they were moments of intimacy, allegedly depicting romantic exchanges, kissing photos as the tabloids have bluntly labeled them, that have spread across social media platforms with the speed of a wildfire in dry brush. The emergence of these images has done far more than merely provide fodder for the gossip columns, it has instigated a seismic shift in the personal dynamics of Subaşı and her long-rumored partner, Erkan Meriç. The initial reaction from the public was a mixture of voyeuristic curiosity and genuine shock. Fans, accustomed to seeing Subaşı in the controlled environment of her roles, were suddenly confronted with a raw, unfiltered glimpse into her personal world. However, as the initial wave of surprise receded, it was replaced by a far more serious narrative regarding the sanctity of privacy. While some cynical voices in the digital sphere argued that the images might be relics from a past era, remnants of a time long gone, others rallied to the defense of the actress, characterizing the leak not as news, but as a profound violation of her fundamental rights. But the true drama, the kind that does not play out on Twitter feeds but in the quiet, tension-filled rooms of private residences, was occurring between the couple themselves. According to whispers that have trickled out from the inner sanctums of the celebrity world, the publication of these photos acted as a catalyst for a confrontation of epic proportions between Hazal Subaşı and Erkan Meriç. It is reported that immediately following the leak, the air between them became thick with accusation and distress. The argument, described by insiders as heated and emotional, did not center merely on the content of the photos, but on the breach of security itself. The burning questions, how did this happen, who is responsible, and why now? Reportedly echoed through their conversations, transforming a relationship based on affection into a battlefield of suspicion. I want to pause here for a moment of reflection with you, the Mr. Magazine family. We often consume these stories as entertainment, but put yourself in their shoes for a second. Imagine if a private moment of yours was suddenly broadcast to millions of strangers without your consent. How would you react? Do you think the media has a moral obligation to ignore such leaks, or is everything fair game when you are famous? I really want to hear your perspective on this ethical dilemma. Please, leave a comment below sharing your thoughts. And while you are there, remember that engaging with us helps build a community that values thoughtful discussion over mindless gossip. If you want to support this kind of nuanced conversation, checking out our membership perks via the Join button is a great way to do so. To understand the magnitude of this crisis, we must look at the context in which it occurred. Rumors circulating among the elite circles of the industry suggest that the foundation of the Subaşı-Meriç relationship was already showing hairline cracks before this incident occurred. The relentless demands of their respective careers, the grueling hours on set, and the inevitable communication breakdowns that stem from exhaustion had allegedly already created a distance between them. They were, like many power couples in this industry, navigating a rough patch, trying to find a rhythm amidst the chaos of their professional lives. In this fragile state, the leaked photos were not just an embarrassment, they were the final straw, the heavy stone that broke the camel's back. The nature of the argument that ensued was reportedly intense. It wasn't just a disagreement, it was a reckoning. Sources claim that hurtful words were exchanged, fueled by the sheer panic and vulnerability of the situation. Hazal Subaşı, in particular, is said to be deeply wounded. For an actress who has meticulously curated her career, focusing on her craft rather than scandal, this loss of control is psychologically devastating. She is reported to have described the situation as out of control in private conversations, expressing a deep sense of disappointment, not just in the event, but perhaps in the people around her who failed to protect her. The feeling of being exposed, of having one's agency stripped away by anonymous leakers, has led her to retreat. In the aftermath, Subaşı has adopted a strategy of silence and invisibility. She has pulled back from the public eye, reducing her social media activity to a bare minimum and avoiding the usual haunts where paparazzi lie in wait. This withdrawal is not an admission of guilt, it is a fortress of self-preservation. However, in the cruel logic of the tabloid press, silence is often interpreted as confirmation. Her absence is filling the void with even more speculation. Yet, amidst this personal turmoil, her professionalism remains unassailable. Co-stars and crew members from her current projects report that once she steps onto the set, the mask of the character slips firmly into place. She remains disciplined, reserved, and utterly dedicated to her work, refusing to let the chaos of her private life bleed into her professional obligations. This resilience speaks volumes about her character. On the other side of this equation stands Erkan Meriç, a figure now shrouded in his own cloud of ambiguity. His reaction to the scandal has been one of stoic withdrawal. Unlike some who might rush to issue a denial or a clarification, Meriç has chosen the path of silence. It is said that he has confided in his close circle that he wishes to prevent the matter from being blown out of proportion. This desire for de-escalation is understandable, yet his silence is a double-edged sword. While it prevents him from adding fuel to the fire, it also leaves him open to the interpretations of others. Is he silent because he is supportive? Is he silent because he is guilty? Or is he silent because he is simply heartbroken? The lack of a clear narrative from his camp has led to a proliferation of theories, with some suggesting that he feels the facts have been distorted by the media frenzy. The question of trust is central to this entire saga. Rumors indicate that the leak has precipitated a serious crisis of confidence between the two actors. When private data becomes public property, the circle of trust shrinks rapidly. Who had access to these images? Was it a hacked account, a lost phone, or most chillingly, a betrayal by someone they considered a friend? These are the doubts that destroy relationships from the inside out. It is whispered that the couple has decided to stop seeing each other for a while, a cooling-off period to assess the damage and determine if the relationship can survive this violation. This physical and emotional distance is a significant development, hinting that the wounds inflicted by this scandal may be too deep to heal quickly. The timing of the leak is another aspect that has entertainment analysts raising their eyebrows. In an industry where nothing happens by accident, the sudden appearance of these photos has led to speculation about sabotage. Why now? Why at this specific moment in their careers? Some commentators posit that these leaks are often orchestrated by third parties with malicious intent, designed to destabilize a star's rise or disrupt a relationship. The possibility that there are hidden hands moving the pieces on the board adds a layer of intrigue to the story, transforming it from a simple romantic drama into a potential industry conspiracy. Social media, the arena where this battle is being fought, remains a divided landscape. One faction of fans has mobilized in support of Subaşı, flooding her channels with messages of solidarity and condemning the invasion of her privacy. They argue that an actor's job is to perform, not to surrender every intimate detail of their life to the public. The other faction, driven by the insatiable appetite for gossip, continues to dissect the images, creating elaborate scenarios about their origin and meaning. This polarization highlights the immense pressure placed on modern celebrities, who must navigate not only the demands of their employers but the expectations and judgments of millions of strangers. As days turn into weeks, the suspense surrounding the couple's next move is palpable. Will they issue a joint statement, presenting a united front against the invasion of their privacy? Or will they release separate communiques, signaling the formal end of their union? The advice from their respective camps seems to be caution. Hazal Subaşı's friends are reportedly urging her to remain calm, to avoid rash decisions that could jeopardize the stability she has worked so hard to achieve. They remind her that scandals fade, but career trajectories are long. Erkan Meriç's advisors are likely telling him the same: ride out the storm, say nothing that can be used against you, and wait for the news cycle to move on to the next victim. However, the psychological toll of such an event cannot be overstated. It is rumored that the process has been exhausting for Subaşı, a draining ordeal that has forced her to question who she can trust. That psychological exhaustion mentioned by sources is a very real consequence of digital fame. It is the price of admission in the modern celebrity economy, but that does not make it any less painful when the bill comes due. The couple's friends, usually the source of leaks themselves, have closed ranks, trying to protect what is left of their friends' privacy, but the damage is done. The genie is out of the bottle. We are reaching the end of our report, but I have one more question for you, the insightful viewers of Mr. Magazine. Do you think a relationship can survive a scandal like this? Can trust be rebuilt when the whole world is watching and judging? Or is the pressure simply too great? We want to know what you think. Who else in the Turkish celebrity world do you think handles privacy well? Is there a model for how to deal with this? Let us know your thoughts. And please, if you haven't already, smash that like button. It is a small gesture for you, but it means the world to us and helps us keep bringing you these in-depth reports. The future of Hazal Subaşı and Erkan Meriç is currently unwritten. The distance that has grown between them is a chasm filled with unanswered questions and public scrutiny. While sources claim the relationship hasn't completely ended, the terminology used, crisis of trust, heated argument, rough patch, does not paint a picture of domestic bliss. It paints a picture of two people standing on a precipice, looking down into the abyss of a public breakup. Yet, we must not underestimate the resilience of love, nor the resilience of these two individuals. They are professionals who have navigated the treacherous waters of the entertainment industry for years. They know the game. It is entirely possible that this crisis could serve as a forge, tempering their bond and making it stronger, provided they can unite against the external threat. Conversely, it could be the catalyst that frees them from a relationship that was already faltering, allowing them to move forward separately. For now, the world waits. We wait for a statement, a post, a sign. But perhaps the most powerful statement they can make is to continue their work, to refuse to let the gossip define them, and to reclaim the narrative by excelling in the one area where they have total control, their art. Hazal Subaşı's determination to focus on her work is her strongest weapon. By refusing to engage with the tabloids, she denies them the reaction they crave. She is choosing dignity over drama, a choice that, in the long run, will likely garner her more respect than any scandal could take away. As this saga continues to unfold, one thing remains certain: Mr. Magazine will be here to chronicle every twist and turn. We will continue to separate fact from fiction, bringing you the most detailed and respectful analysis of the stars you love. The story of Hazal and Erkan is a reminder that behind every glossy photo and every headline, there are real human hearts breaking and healing. Thank you for being with us on this journey today. Your time and attention are the greatest gifts you can give us. If you believe in the quality of our work, please subscribe and become a part of our family. And for those who want to go the extra mile, the join button is waiting. Your support keeps the lights on and the stories coming. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep watching Mr. Magazine. Goodbye.